So things about Creation Club have been pretty quiet for a while. For some of you, I'm sure you're really happy about this, the people that don't like the program and just want it to go away. But for the rest of us who kind of want to see it succeed and just don't really like the current state it's in, I have some good news for you.
The Creation Club has decided to put the kill on Skyrim Together. This is great news! Hallelujah! When I see stuff like that from Juicehead, I become disappointed in him. And I'm sure people get mad at me. Hey, you're a hater. You said that Juicehead and Gopher weren't hard enough on Bethesda. You're a dick. Recently, this happened in the past 24 hours, the current state of events, I should say. First off, the creators of Skyrim Together posted on Reddit. Please ignore the sounds in the background. It's a wild fucking puppy. Grass Tastes Bad stated this yesterday at 12:58 p.m. Some news, guys. We have been in discussions with Bethesda, and while they are fine with us releasing the mod, they weren't fine with us publishing the mod on Steam. And we relied heavily on the Steam APIs for party and lobby system. So it will push back the dev a bit, while we figure out a way to make our own party and lobby system. It might sound like a trivial task, but we expect thousands of concurrent players, meaning we need something that scales well, and that is a complicated story. Right here is pretty much proof that everything Pete Hines said in his last interview with the Tech Syndicate's Logan, who basically fluffed his nuts.
It's been a week. I know that people are upset and frustrated, but at the end of the day, like, mods are and will continue to remain free. Modders can continue to do whatever they want through our own stuff, through Nexus. Go nuts.
So I guess that's been my gripe with it so far. It's been the quality of things. I feel like, you know what, over here I can get something for free, but over here the armor, the quality's not even as good as I can get for free. So
okay, but hold on.
Is there a more stringent process?
But that's subjective,
right?
Right.
It's subjective.
LSHIT, new word. ARTIST spells bullshit artist.
But not by
Right. I guess the thing is, some people may be getting nervous thinking that you're going to stop supporting free mods. And is there any murmuring in the?
We have been supporting this for 15 years. It exists because we wanted it to. Like, we put all the effort into the Creation Club. We continue to put tools out to make sure that modders could do that. We could have a long time ago said, no, you can only make it available through these. There was all this same concern, by the way, which you will remember when we said we were doing mods on Bethesda. And what was the big outcry? Like, oh, they're trying to shut down Nexus and everything else. Did that actually happen? Are you having trouble finding mods on Nexus? Is there a shortage of those? Like, no. People can continue to do whatever the hell they want, have fun, it's modding, play with what you want, create what you want, go nuts.
I say again, bullshit artist.
Companies will sit there and tell you everything's goddamn fine while your finances take a nosedive. Companies will tell you whatever they need to maximize revenue, to keep their shareholders and investors happy, while squeezing every cent out of you personally. Because frankly, you don't really matter. You're a walking wallet.
New players keeps going up. To have any chance of turning players into payers, game developers need to get their in-app purchases right.
And for every guy like me that gets turned off to Bethesda, there's 100,000 motherfuckers that are either A, ignorant, or B, just don't give a flying fuck, or C, willing to say this is all fine and dandy. I'm sure there's a logical explanation. Hopefully Bethesda will use me in their next E3 press conference. Wink! MXR. I hate you, goddamn. You make me sick. Now, after this was posted not too long ago, actually overnight, the mod author or an original poster removed his post, but thankfully I found a mirror. I don't know if the subreddit's still up, and I'll admit I'm too lazy to go looking for it, because I'm not in the mood right now. I've had a rough morning. Now, if we go to International Business Times, the same message was echoed by the devs in the separate subreddit. And I quote, "We contacted Bethesda regarding releasing the mod via Steam Store as a mod of Skyrim. We weren't allowed to release the mod as a game, obviously. So we had to seek permission from Bethesda to do this. We got a response from Bethesda that this was unable to be done. We were not supplied with a reason, however. This won't stop development. We are currently working on an alternative system. I can assure you if this mod was going to be a Creation Club exclusive, Bethesda would have let it slide. Guarantee. Bethesda stopped this because Steam is a direct competitor. Bethesda wants to cut out Steam in the equation of paid mods. I mean, that's why paid mods now have Bethesda as their own network thingy. This was nothing more than a tactical move, whether you want to believe it or not. Odds are Bethesda's buying time so that they can release their ripoff mod. I mean, let's fucking face it, Bethesda does this. How many Creation Club mods are there out right now that there's already mods for on the Nexus? And didn't Pete Hines of Bethesda say that they wouldn't be releasing mods that were the same as the ones on the Nexus? Or was that just another lie? Considering Fallout 4's radio station song choices were also taken from mods that were previously in Fallout New Vegas, Bethesda has a history of habitually taking ideas from modders, implementing them themselves, and pretending like they came up with it, or they had no idea it existed. I have reason to believe that Skyrim Together was on Old Rim, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it is on the old Skyrim. I could be wrong. But once again, the old Skyrim, the original, you can't buy off Steam. It's not in the Steam store. If you don't already own it, you can't buy it. I don't know if that applies to people getting keys from third-party sites. I don't know. But it's obvious Bethesda went out of its way to sort of like make all the mods on Steam in the old Skyrim just disappear and vanish. Making anyone who decides, oh, I want to mod Skyrim. Oh, the old Skyrim's gone. I guess I'll get this special edition. Now, the only game in town, instead of it being 3, is down to 2. They cut out another competitor. I mean, I don't know how anyone could sit here and go, oh, there's a reason Bethesda did this. Yeah, the reason is they probably want to put out their own version of this mod on the Creation Club. Or B, they don't want mods like these coming out because it pretty much takes away from the fucking Creation Club. Imagine if Skyrim Together actually came out, how epic would it fucking be? You know, it would shit all over the mods Bethesda has planned for the Creation Club. Once again proving the vast superiority of modding for strictly PC versus something that incorporates consoles. I don't care if you got an Xbox One X, the truth hurts. People have even come out and said their own theories that echo my own. I don't see why Bethesda would do this. It's not like they would lose sales by having multiplayer mod in their game. It would do nothing but boost sales, honestly. One Redditor user with the nickname Nokoloco. This user, Uberman, responded, I mean, they could see it as technically competing with Elder Scrolls Online. Another user with the handle of Sexy Mr. Skelta, they want you to buy into Elder Scrolls Online. With all the expansion, DLC, expensive expansions, expensive subscription, expensive microtransactions, and exploitative loot boxes. Others have guessed that Bethesda is planning to release a similar mod such as Skyrim Together. They're probably planning on releasing something similar themselves. So it begins. Bethesda blocking mods it probably is planning to release on the Creation Club. Just baby steps at the minute, so expect more in the future, user Tonight87 wrote. Even people in the community believe that there are mischievous reasons behind this. And don't put it past Bethesda. Don't put it past ZeniMax. The new model is microtransactions. Mods will be the microtransactions for Bethesda. The game plan for these companies is a revenue source that never stops streaming revenue. The ultimate dream is putting out a game and milking it for millions after it's released for years. Grand Theft Auto 5 has made Take-Two so much money it's disgusting. It is the most popular game ever released. Or most bought, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean. And Take-Two wants to take full advantage of that. They even released a statement not too long ago stating how microtransactions will probably be in the rest of their games in the future. So don't expect DLC on Red Dead Redemption. Maybe like some skin bullshit and special horses, at the most. But don't fucking sit there and think you're getting story-based DLC. You can eat ass, motherfucker. Take-Two wants your money. ZeniMax and Bethesda are exactly the same. Bethesda is using the guise of supporting modders and the community as a cloak to carry themselves through doing things that no one would support. Much like the US government with all the Middle East bullshit we're wrapped up in. And whenever you ask questions about oil tycoons becoming multi-billionaires, they scream back at you, you don't support the troops. And if you don't realize that Rupert Murdoch controls most of the media and owns oil in Iran and Iraq, I believe, I forgot the name of the conglomerate, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Santa Claus is real, the Tooth Fairy is real, and Jesus loves you. Oh, you son of a bitch! Once again, this is just the first step. Believe it or not. We could sit here and rationalize it. You can sit here and defend Bethesda if you want, just like people defend EA, just like the EA devs in the recent Reddit post that showed it takes over 40 hours to unlock a hero in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then a fucking dev for goddamn EA sits there and says all the math is wrong, and then they go, okay, could you correct what we're wrong? And the motherfucker doesn't tell them anything. But hey, take their word for it. Take their word for it. They wouldn't do anything to lie to you. They love you. They care about you. They want you to have fun. And while you're having fun, we'd like you to show us how much fun you're having by giving us money. The only difference between EA, Bethesda, and all these other AAA developers in this new microtransaction era of gaming and DSP is that they at least make video games. But essentially, the video game industry is DSP gaming. He's almost an amalgamation of what is wrong with the system. A bastard child of the fucked up situation we're in. When I look at fucking Phil Burnell, I see EA if EA was on the other side of the spectrum, not making the games, just playing them on stream. Oh, I need money, dude. It's so expensive to keep running my business. And people just keep giving more and more and more over and over again, and it never stops. And now it's going to be pushed back even further, and the modders have to figure out a way for them to get their own sort of servers and shit up just to make this happen. So now the modders have to like invest more of their own money to make it happen. Thank God they got a Patreon, dude. I might just have to put some money in there just on principle alone. As soon as I get some disposable income, I'm kind of broke right now. I paid all my bills. And on that note, I should go. You don't have to rate, comment, subscribe, this hateful piece of shit. You know, because I understand. This isn't one of my best videos. It's just me firing off from pure fury. But if you do want to follow me or subject moving, whatever, every little bit helps. In the sense of it makes my voice louder in the community and the gaming industry and the tech world. As one of the only guys who doesn't sit there and smile and say everything's fucking fine. Because it's not. It's fucking not. I can't sit here and look at all that's going on and pretend it's A-okay. Or at least present the bad news in a light manner. I can't. I'm like, Rome is fucking burning, and there's some motherfuckers over there trying to put it out with a cup of water. Somebody send some help.